welcome back. This is it, guys. My review of Halloween 2. The last of my chronological order, mixed up order of the Halloween series of reviews. After the events of Halloween 1 and the very creepy open-ended ending where Michael Myers is laying on the ground, Dr. Loomis goes in to check on the body after he falls off the balcony and he's not there. So we get more of the night he came home. In this film, Laurie Strode, now beaten up after the events of the first film, was rushed to Haddonfield Hospital. Dr. Loomis goes outside the house where he shot Michael Myers 6 times and realizes that Michael is still on the loose. The police force is now fully backing Dr. Loomis in an all-out effort to track down the masked vigilante known as Michael Myers. Continuation of the very first Halloween film, Jamie Lee Curtis and Donald Pleasence come back to reprise their roles, but Nick Castle doesn't play Michael Myers this time. It's played by an actor named Dick Warlock, who does an absolute amazing job as Michael Myers in this film. If Nick Castle was the original creator of the Michael Myers look and walk, Dick Warlock perfected it. Michael Myers ends up arriving at Haddonfield Hospital, where Laurie Strode has been taken to. Dr. Loomis has a court order return to Smiths Grove Sanitarium and get away from Haddonfield while Myers is there. A quick turnaround and a few shots fired at a deputy in a car, and Dr. Loomis quickly changes his mind to return to Haddonfield Hospital and go after Myers himself. All the staff and attendees at the hospital get brutally murdered in some very iconic kills. Especially the nurse, where Michael takes a scalpel, stabs it in her back and raises her up, and we see the shoes on her feet just fall to the floor. It's a very great shot, and I think that the director of this film, Rick Rosenthal, not John Carpenter, did a fantastic job at directing the direct sequel. One thing you'll notice right away about the mask of Halloween 2 and Michael Myers is that in fact it's the exact same mask, but through 3 years of being under a bed in a smoke-infested house where Deborah Hill and John Carpenter often smoked, color and the look of the mask changed, and especially due to the fact that when you take the mask on and off and on and off, you're stretching and pulling the mask in and out of its own shape, so eventually it got a little bit deformed from the original look. The color of the overalls were changed to a more greenish color, which in my opinion worked very well on the camera. Michael eventually finds Laurie and chases her and terrorizes her around the hospital. John Carpenter's original Halloween film is absolutely stunning and amazing, and this film is very close to perfecting the exact same visuals and look as the original film. A creepy side story to Halloween 2 that not a lot of people notice or get overlooked a lot is the fact that when they first arrived at the hospital as a little boy with a towel over his mouth and he has something stuck in his face, it's actually a little bit of an urban legend where people put razor blades inside apples, and when he bit into it, it stuck up and down to the roof and bottom of his tongue and mouth, and it's very brutal, and a lot of people overlook this, but that gore effect was absolutely amazing. This is one thing I have to mention, just like I did in my Halloween 3 review. After Halloween came out, and a lot of people like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and Sleepaway Camp and The Burning, they all upped the gore and violence in their films, so Halloween 2 had to keep with the times, and doing so had a lot more violent and brutal and gory kills in this film. I think it worked. I think it needed to be amped up for its time. All this being said, what do I think of Halloween 2? I think it's a great sequel to the original Halloween film. Do I think it's as good as John Carpenter's original? No, but aspects of the film were taken from the original and kind of twisted in its own way that Rick Rosenthal made a brilliant film, just not a direct carbon copy of John Carpenter's original film, which in my opinion was awesome. You don't want to see the same thing twice. That's why when they do a lot of remakes in horror films, you get the same thing or some kind of carbon copy of that film, and you're just like, we've seen this, we don't need it. AKA Carrie. It's like Halloween 1, I can sit here and talk about Halloween 2 all day. All that being said, I'm going to give Halloween 2 a 9.5 out of 10. I think it's nearly perfect. There are some aspects of the film, like the acting once again, are a little bit cringy. I think they could have played with the dark and Michael Myers' look a little bit better when it comes to contrast and composition like Carpenter did in the original film. Also, the fact that we find out Laurie, spoiler, is in fact Michael Myers' sister kind of took away from that, and John Carpenter has admitted this himself when he wrote the film. He was kind of drunk and inspired from The Empire Strikes Back. Anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed my review. I absolutely love Halloween 1 and Halloween 2 and every film in the series, even the bad ones I can still go back and watch. Even though they're not that great of a film, I still enjoy watching them on Halloween. So glad I could bring you all 10 films this month, and I'm really happy I finally got to do it. It's been a dream of mine to review all 10 Halloween films in the month of October. Even if you guys have watched all my videos so far and left a comment or a like, I really appreciate it. And as always guys, take care, stay frosty, and have a safe and frightful-filled Halloween.